StarCraft 2 replay cast for you, as once again we have a great engagement in between the two pro players from the StarCraft 2 scene, as we have spawning here in the lower right in the red. It is SERRAL from Finland, and his opponent spawning here in the upper left in the blue. It is UTHERMAL, and I believe these games have not been played on the DreamHack tournament in Valencia, but they are very recent replays from 2022. I believe SERRAL didn't play in that tournament. But yeah, he's of course the known world champion of StarCraft 2, so a very popular figure for you, as he's facing one of the most talented Terrans there is also in the European scene. He also has a YouTube channel, so you might want to check out here UTHERMAL, as he's opening up pretty standard with that supply depot, with the barracks. And there's the refinery. SERRAL also going for his fast expansion, so we have a very normal gameplay, normal build order from these two pro players. No intentions from UTHERMAL into going for a proxy barracks attack towards SERRAL, as SERRAL is also nicely scouting the map with his overlord. And yeah, let's just see the strategies here from these two players. Of course, the Terrans are much known for their medivac attacks, their medivac harassment. Aliens could be a possibility early on for UTHERMAL against SERRAL, just to snipe as many workers. But yes, Zergs really have a nice counter towards that. They have those queens, and queens are really strong early on and very supportive towards the Zerg swarm. So yeah, let's see what exactly is going to happen. SERRAL is continuing here with his spawning pool, with his extractor, and yeah, preparing of course his unit composition. We have the first Reaper being built by UTHERMAL, a very far away Reaper. Yeah, we can also see the production tab here from him. He's going for his expansion. The timer is here in the lower left, just in case I'm missing something. So let's see. The overlords are also nicely scouting the map. This SCV is also really important for UTHERMAL, as he has scouted this location just to see if the Zerg has an expansion or not. And by the looks of it, SERRAL also going for his second expansion. Around a 2-minute and 30-second mark, he should have the minerals prepared for this. So yeah, pretty standard stuff. Also, both players as the first Reaper, causing a little bit of chaos here. But yeah, just SERRAL nicely microing of course those Zerglings out of dangers and the drones as well. But as soon as of course the queen will pop out, this is going to be fended off, and a really nice save with this one drone. Great stuff of course of the world champion. Let's see what his strategy is going to be. Perhaps mass links into banelings. Roaches could be a possibility. Ravagers. Let's just see exactly what he's opting for, and the same can be said of course for UTHERMAL, who is swapping his barracks with the factory. So this might indicate to us that he's going indeed for mass Hellions or mass Reaper mines. Actually, Widow mines could also be a possibility. There's that starport, of course the much needed starport for any Terran. And yes, indeed it is mass Hellions for him, which could later on of course be lifted into the base from the Zerg. Let's check once again. SERRAL really quick is going for his upgrades here, and also speed for those Zerglings. So yeah, pretty defensive stuff by SERRAL. Is expecting of course a harassment really soon to be happening. This is why exactly he's hiding those overlords into nice locations here on light shade. First of all, this overlord, just to see in case there are some medivacs moving out, also gives him some scouting purposes. And as he sees the second expansion, speed has also been done here by SERRAL for those overlords. So nice job for him. Now he sees of course the starport, but UTHERMAL of course reacting with the Viking immediately just to kill those overlords. And yeah, the creep highway is pretty much finished in between the expansions. And yes, SERRAL nicely seeing everything, all the units UTHERMAL has here. So 2 Hellions, a couple of Marines and a Viking in the air. Yeah, the creep is being spreaded more and more out. We have massive amounts of Zerglings. We will be very likely seeing some banelings, or are we? He's actually going into evolution chamber. So SERRAL giving much importance for his upgrades. Slowly but steadily we're heading towards the 5-minute mark. Yeah, let's see what the next steps are going to be. Hellions did try to get some kills, but yeah, I believe SERRAL has nicely defended this location. He even has some small groups of Zerglings spread out just to not allow any harassment by the Terran, and at the same time his creep spread is looking really fantastic here as he's making it towards the middle of the map. In the meantime, a second overlord will fall, but let's have a look at this attack by UTHERMAL with 6 Hellions. This could be really deadly. The Queens, however, did see the move out, and UTHERMAL needs to be careful not to lose any of those Hellions. Of course, this could have been a good position to attack, but SERRAL has those Zerglings in position. Let's see where UTHERMAL is heading, perhaps towards this location, with a nice anticipation by SERRAL as he's moving forward with his Queens and his Zerglings. So really hard game for UTHERMAL. Can't really punch here through. Perhaps he's waiting for some Medivacs, some Hellions, and some mines are being produced actually for him. Let's see where exactly this is going to take us. SERRAL is destroying the rocks here into this location. Let's have a look. Does he has indeed a Baneling's Nest? So Baneling's it is going to be, as he's also going for his tier 2 upgrade. So defensive game by SERRAL. Baneling's it is going to be, of course, to counter the infantry. And yeah, let's have a look what his next unit is going to be. Perhaps he's going to add some Vipers. Some Infestors could be a possibility later on. UTHERMAL also trying, of course, to punch here through, trying somehow to kill some of those drones, but it's really hard against SERRAL, because now SERRAL is moving forward, but he gets immediately surrounded by those units. So nice job here. Of course, UTHERMAL did snipe some Zerglings out, but yeah, in the end SERRAL is able to clear finally the threat as he has added some Queens to attack those Hellions. So nice job by him defending. There's now UTHERMAL moving out with 4 mines, a couple of Marines, some Medivacs are in position as well. And yeah, some sniping going on against those creep eggs, as Steam is also is actually being finished here. So UTHERMAL should be able to kill quite some units here, even having those wooden mines, getting some good connections, but in the end he has to lift up. So many units from SERRAL have made it here through. Let's have a look. Some Banelings actually move out here for SERRAL, a little bit exposed. The Vikings sees this, and UTHERMAL should be ready for this. So nice job here by UTHERMAL, having the scouting Viking in the air. As now also nice kiting here by him, as he's kiting back and forth, just snapping one unit after the other. Really nice job by him. Yeah, let's see where those Medivacs are heading. Perhaps into this location would be a good attacking point. As they income those Zerglings, they should be able to fend this off. So yeah, UTHERMAL has to pick up the units and retreat. At the same time, another group of Medivacs, but they're pretty much empty, so it's just a fake move out by UTHERMAL against SERRAL. Yeah, let's check the main from UTHERMAL really quick. 3 racks into 2 factory and 1 starport for him, as more and more units are of course being produced, and slowly but steadily we're closing at the 10-minute mark. Still a very defensive gameplay for SERRAL. UTHERMAL tried a couple of times to bust through, but no success, as yes, SERRAL pretty much has defenses all over the place, even into the high ground. Once again, UTHERMAL coming here forward, sniping some eggs, having those mines. It's really important to have those, get some good connection. But yes, SERRAL with a crazy micro with this one Zergling being able to fend this off. So great back and forth game in between the two pros. Let's just see the next move, what is going to happen, when exactly SERRAL is going to decide to attack towards his enemy. Look at that, he's even snapping this one mine. Great gameplay here by him. And yeah, still has those units spread out as UTHERMAL tries to come in from the back. SERRAL perhaps sensing something, as he's also retreating now into his location. And yeah, this expansion is pretty much exposed, but in the end some Queens are here to help out, as UTHERMAL attacking on 2 fronts, moving out here in the lower part of the map. At the same time also has a group prepared here in the upper part. Let's see what exactly is going to happen, as more and more damage is being dealt, but the Viking should be able to get sniped. At the same time, the small group of Marines have to retreat. So yes, SERRAL's defense really extraordinary here against UTHERMAL. UTHERMAL not making it here through, even though we have the 10-minute mark closing in. Such a hard game for him. And yeah, still he's expanding of course around the map, taking base after base, but the same can of course be said by SERRAL as well, who is also taking hatchery after hatchery, And perhaps UTHERMAL is going to regroup in the middle of the map and tries a bust here forward. But yeah, those medivacs are really low, as UTHERMAL needs to be careful. He's attacking on two fronts, preparing his other tasks. As SERRAL still on the defense. Screens are just spreading more and more creep, so very defensive gameplay here by the world champion. Let's see where this is going to get him. A nice position for those marines in the back. Finding a very good position here by UTHERMAL. Still nice defenses here in the back, as well as also many widow mines are spawned here. And yeah, UTHERMAL once again being pushed back by SERRAL onto those two fronts. More and more reinforcements are however pouring in for UTHERMAL. As yeah, he's also moving slowly but steadily forward with his liberators, with his mines. No siege tanks by him. Just decided to go mass infantry. We have some Vipers, and it looks like UTHERMAL is going to commit. But yeah, the spread out of SERRAL is really strong. And we also have Lurkers, so the Lurkers really great counter towards this, as yeah, SERRAL is pretty much going to hold this location. Same time in the upper part, UTHERMAL being more successful here against SERRAL, as is being able to punch here forward, but SERRAL of course reacting immediately with a group of Zerglings. Needs to be careful, he's getting attacked at two fronts. And there's some Banelings getting a pretty good connections, but the Liberator also killing so many units. And in the end, those one Hydra should be able to take it out. So a nice defense once again, as UTHERMAL taking out some damage out of his parasitic bombs. And let's see what his options are going to be. Some Marines are still being left alive, but more and more damage is being taken by UTHERMAL, as the economy from SERRAL also looking really strong, with 89 workers and the Liberators also being pulled back. In the end it will be taken out. The mines getting some great connections here out of UTHERMAL. 8 kills for this one, 10 for this one, so really strong stuff by him. Those mines are really deadly against the Zerglings and Banelings. So I believe this is exactly why SERRAL goes into those Lurkers. Let's see where this is going to get him. The high ground is here for the Terran player. He has added some tanks. And let's have a look what exactly. Of course, he's abusing the fact that he has the high ground. So many mines are here. And in come the Vipers. We might see some Harpoons, we might see some blinding clouds. And see the first tank is getting sniped slowly but steadily. So all of the forces out of the Terran are into this location. And by the looks of it, SERRAL now feeling confident, moving out with his Zerglings, as he knows that a lot of the Terran army is into this location, so not that much here to defend, as the Lurkers with Zerglings are pretty much pouring in. So a little bit of a strategic mistake by UTHERMAL, as in comes SERRAL, and this one base should be cleared off, or actually not mining now. So nicely done here by SERRAL, buying himself some time, as he still has to of course deal with this threat here out of UTHERMAL, and at the same time UTHERMAL even taking another expansion. So really great anyone's game still, as hold on, we might see a huge engagement. Nice harpoons against those tanks, and yet another tank is getting snapped into those Lurkers. So really great job, as the Zerglings should be able to finish those mines. So nice job by SERRAL once again, moving out, also expanding while moving out, and at the same time also attacking with a small group of Zerglings and Banelings. But yeah, let's have a look where exactly he's going to take this one. He's actually going against a planetary fortress really soon. Some SCVs have been snapped and also a lot of infantry, but in the end UTHERMAL being the one who is defending this time his command center. Yeah, let's see what exactly the next moves are going to be. Is SERRAL perhaps going to go into some other units? It could be a possibility, as no, he's still expanding all over the map. So really balanced game in between these two. But hold on, UTHERMAL is moving forward with his marines, with his medivacs, stimming here forward, but there are Lurkers in position, and we also see a Nido Swarm being produced by SERRAL. Oh yes, SERRAL, interesting enough, is this Nido Swarm going to get finished? There are some units here for UTHERMAL. He needs to be really quick, and he should be able to hold this. So yeah, SERRAL with some nice stuff, as he's also now producing more and more Nido Swarms around the map, just to be more and more mobile against his enemy. But there are tanks around, so UTHERMAL should be able to hold, and the tank is attacking quite fast. But hold on, we actually see some Lurkers make it here forward, Serral can borrow them, of course, immediately sniping this one tank, as there is a chase going on here in the upper part. Units from UTHERMAL are pretty much exposed, so sadly here for him he's going to take so much damage. And also nice blinding clouds against those units. And let's not forget that there's even lurkers here, so sadly here for UTHERMAL he's taking more and more damage out of Serral. Serral doing a really nice job attacking all over the place, even adding another worm into this location. So UTHERMAL pretty much under siege now out of Serral, and Serral with a very nice strategy with those worms and lurkers now, and yet another worm is being added straight next to this one tank. There's just one more order here to defend, but yeah, a huge attack now being prepared by Serral with Zerglings. There is a planetary up, the SCVs will very likely try to repair it really quick, but in the end it's just too much of a swarm for Serral, as you should be able to clear this off really quickly. At the same time, yet another Nidus swarm being prepared. So Serral all over the place. This one might even finish, and let's have a look if he's going to pull here forward against UTHERMAL. Some units do make it here through, just a couple of lurkers, they need to get out of that scan range. In the end Serral just decides to leave them there just to deal so much splash damage. So nice job by him. And let's have a look at the next steps. Pretty much Serral is moving forward with his lurkers, with his Zerglings, with his banelings. This is just pretty much overwhelmingly here UTHERMAL. The army count is however still really similar. Some banelings to get some connection, but we have 18 kills. And yeah, all of a sudden UTHERMAL actually deciding to GG out. I believe it was too much of a take to lose 18 workers. Army wise he also dropped really low, but I believe he still would have had a chance. But then again, he knows much better. Now let's just jump straight into game number 2. And we're back with game number 2, this time on 2000 atmospheres. Currently Serral leading the series 1-0. It's a best of 3. Let's see what they've prepared for us. I believe UTHERMAL would have still had a chance in game number 1. But then again, that abusement out of Serral with those Nidus worms being all over the place with those lurkers, and in the end that overwhelming swarm against those 18 SCVs, killing them, was I guess too much for UTHERMAL. So he GG'd out. Let's just see what his strategy is going to be here in game number 2. By the looks of it, he's going for a proxy barracks attack. So there it is, 2 SCVs moving out on the map, and where exactly will they hide their barracks? Perhaps into this location? No, straight here into the middle of the map. So interesting position here by Serral, by UTHERMAL, but that's straight in the path of the overlord. So I don't know why exactly he has chosen to build them straight here. Of course some drones will be pulled. Yes, there they are, currently just 3, so a little bit of a mistake if you ask me out of UTHERMAL, but of course it happens. Perhaps another location would have been better, maybe here, but yeah, then again now those SCVs are pretty much under threat. I don't even know if one barracks or 2 are going to be able to finish. One SCV is getting sniped, the second one also taking quite some damage. And yeah, this is pretty much sadly for UTHERMAL a failed attack. Hold on, there's another SCV. So 2 SCVs have already been sniped, as UTHERMAL keeps sending out more and more SCVs towards this location. So quite an interesting position for him. Yet another SCV, so even the 4th SCV being sent out. Another one will fall, so 3 SCVs being killed. I believe the 4th one could follow here as well. So the barracks is about to finish finally here for UTHERMAL, as he might also finish his second barracks, but no, the drones are here. So 4 SCVs already getting snapped. UTHERMAL even cancelling this one barracks. So quite a bad start for UTHERMAL versus Serral. Serral plays it pretty standard with his expansion, with his spawning pool extractor. Spawning pool first, of course, in case that double rags harassment would have been successful. So I really don't understand why he went into this location. Perhaps it's a 4 spawning location, but no, I'm pretty sure it's actually a 2 spawning location, as only 1 Reaper is being finished for UTHERMAL. So of course the Reaper deals some harassment. It would have been better to have 2, but that even 2 kills here for UTHERMAL. So sorry, but sadly he's recovering. He's also taking his expansion. There's a factory now being produced, so we might see some Hellions really soon by him, as the Reaper of course gives as much information as possible here against Serral with some Zerglings on the move out just to secure this expansion. And yeah, good start from SERRAL, and yeah, quite a little bit of a mistake with that position from UTHERMAL. And yeah, let's see what exactly he's going for into this factory. Very likely Hellions should be at least Hellions. Perhaps he's going to be successful with some Hellion harassment against SERRAL, but some queens are already out, as SERRAL is also taking here his second expansion. Just like game number 1, around the 2-minute and 30-second mark, 2-minute and 40-second mark. Speed is also being done, so we might see once again massive amounts of Zerglings with Banelings, or there could be a transition into Roaches. Let's see, is he going once again for those Vipers? What exactly the plans are from him. We have a starport being produced and another expansion for UTHERMAL. So UTHERMAL tries of course to recover as much as fast as possible actually, and we even see a reactor being placed next to that factory. Some Zerglings to pour out as the speed is about to get finished really soon. Let's see if those Zerglings could deal some damage, as some SCVs are really low. So SERRAL doing a nice job. The SCVs can of course repair themselves. And yeah, a little bit of mining time lost by UTHERMAL out of those SCVs, out of those Zerglings, and look at that, luckily for him, makes it out alive, but quite some damage being taken as the first Hellions are now finally moving out for him. But SERRAL just keeps sending out more and more forces, so this expansion is pretty much exposed. I believe the Hellions have to stay back. Of course SERRAL knows that so many workers are in the red right now, 2 of them. And yeah, let's see, he's going to try to snap for some of them. Medivac is here. Hellions are nicely in position. It says 4 Hellions against all of those Zerglings. Of course the Zerglings have to retreat. Queens are in position. The Medivac is also here, so let's see where exactly he's going to be attacking, as there's also a tier 2 being done by SERRAL. And yeah, in comes the Medivac, but the Queens are nicely in position to intercept, so no busting here through by UTHERMAL. Perhaps he's going to take this way and then the upper way into this location, but yeah, SERRAL pretty much prepared for that as well, as he have some units here, and even those Zerglings, but Hellions are also there to respond. And one Marine also taking out this location, this Overlord, as we see finally the drop being happened, but just a couple of Zerglings that lose their lives. Quite indeed a second Medivac with 4 more Hellions, so much better game now here for UTHERMAL. He's going to attack at 2 fronts this expansion, not that well defended by SERRAL, so this could be really strong of a attack, but there are some Overlords out. There's even this one hatchery that can give information for SERRAL where exactly the units are, and here we go, UTHERMAL with a great punching here forward. Nice attack by him. Let's also have a look at the second Medivac, who is moving forward into this location, going for that sniper. There's so many Queens here, so yeah, UTHERMAL pretty much has to stay low now as he's moving forward, but there's even a Spore, so he might try to attack here, but there's no units here to be attacked. Great defense once again by SERRAL, not committing into attacking, just staying back, just preparing his macro game, just allowing the Terran sometimes to just unload, but in the end feeling really confident, as there are some drops happening, but not dealing really quite some economic damage against the opponent. So yes, SERRAL once again on the defense. He has 67 workers, UTHERMAL only at 48, has his expansion has also been finished. More and more workers will be added. Let's see, UTHERMAL is pretty much now retreating as SERRAL also moves out with some Zerglings. This expansion is quite exposed. SERRAL knows this. There are some units here, but not that many Hellions to defend, as SERRAL is pretty much pouring here forward. One mine is going to deal quite some splash damage, but in the end UTHERMAL is going to hold. SERRAL not really much making the air through, as those Hellions will of course take care of those Zerglings. But yeah, the Hellions also taking quite some damage, so UTHERMAL needs to be careful. Reinforcements are here, so he should be able to hold, as more and more workers are being produced for him. And let's see exactly what he's up to with that tier 2, but actually see some Mutilis being produced. Look how many Mutilis, 13 Mutilis are being actually produced now here by SERRAL, as some Hellions are being now intercepted by him. So 3 drones being killed finally by UTHERMAL, but he has also lost those Hellions. And yeah, let's see those Mutalisk. They are out on the map. I actually see them flying 13 Mutalisk here for SERRAL. Straightly transitioning into mass Mutalisk. Is there any anti-air? There should be some Marines. Are there any turrets? Was there a scan being done by UTHERMAL? There are some Marines here into this location. And yeah, in come those Mutalisk straight towards those SCVs. UTHERMAL caught pretty much by surprise. I believe his scan didn't quite see the spire. Not even I did see the spire from SERRAL. As he's now moving forward, just sniping unit after unit, fighting those Mutalisk nice back and forward. UTHERMAL tries of course a counter with some of those units with the mines, but yeah, so much damage being taken by him at his second expansion point. The cities have fallen, some supply depots will be taken out as he might get supply block. And yeah, really nice job here by SERRAL as he's getting now 40 more Zerglings. And he will be able to snipe those reactors, so really dealing so much damage here against him. And there it is, there is the GG out of UTHERMAL. In the end he was quite low at the SCV count, and SERRAL pretty much punishing him with a hidden spire. So a nice hidden spire being added by SERRAL. And yeah, those Mutalisks taking care of course of the economy from UTHERMAL. Game number 1 much better by UTHERMAL. Second game also really good by UTHERMAL, but sadly for him his drops didn't quite make it through. So SERRAL, interestingly enough, not deciding to harass early on, not deciding to attack, just focusing on that defense in game number 1, also focusing very much on that defense. And in the end, around the 7-minute mark, he's only moving out. So yeah, in case you're a Zerg, of course, you can learn a lot of this player. He's the world champion. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. We'll be seeing you, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.